Welcome to another episode of the Goal Getter Podcast. My name is Erica Martin and I am happy you are here. Today we are going to be going over the top 10 social media challenges that we are seeing as business owners, as content creators, as social media marketers. Here's some things that we're just kind of seeing and hearing and making sure that your audience is completely engaged and working with you versus against you when it comes to the algorithm. So let's talk about, here's some, just some overall 10 tips on making sure that your social media is performing. And if you hear that, that is my dog. We keep it real around here, right? Like, I'm not going to go sit in a car and record my voice because it's not real life. We have dogs, we have UPS coming, we have people coming all the time. So here we go. So we're going to talk just a little bit about the 10 major social media challenges for marketers and how to solve them. Let's dive in. Let's talk about the first thing is right now, we need to identify the platform that you are on as a business owner and make sure it is a right fit. So when I work with a new client or I have a new student coming into my program and we're doing our calls, we're chatting, the first thing someone says to me is, well, I'm on all of these platforms, but they're not all working for me. Exactly. So they are not working for you because not every platform is created equal. And your audience isn't on every platform. Think of it from a consumer perspective. As business owners, we tend not to listen and put ourselves in this our customer's shoes because we're too busy doing all the things, running the business, trying to get everything right. And that's not always beneficial. So identifying the right platforms, let's talk about that. So are you on the platform that's going to serve your audience the best? Are you on the right platform where your audience hangs out? How do I find this out? Let's talk about how to do that. So figure out, like if you are on a whole bunch of platforms, look at what's working on your insights and look at what's not working. If you have a YouTube channel and it is just not growing and you've been doing this for 6 months to a year, I recommend maybe that isn't the right platform for you. So each platform works a little bit differently. So let's quickly run through the platform and you can take this and use this this kind of cheat sheet that I'm giving you virtually that you can run through and look at what platforms are right for each person. So Facebook is a very mainstream, global. It is good for your brand to be on Facebook no matter who you are because a lot of people go to Facebook to look up your company if you're a restaurant or a service provider, or they want to see what they're going to get when they come into your business. So Facebook, I always tell my clients, a Facebook page or a Facebook profile is a must for your business just because so many people do use it. Twitter is great for thought leaders. So if you are a thought leader, you're in customer service, you're a big brand that you want to make sure you're kind of touching all the bases, Twitter is good for that. Instagram is a nurturing platform, so keep that in mind. It's meant for people to come there and you nurture them a little bit more. They spend a little more time on your profile than they would on, let's say, TikTok or, other profiles like your YouTube shorts, for example. So it's a generation Y and Z. It's great for lifestyle and product visuals. It still is a very visual heavy platform. And the platform has trained people on how to use it, right? They've been around long enough that they've trained people how to use these platforms. And that's what people expect when they go there. If they go there and they're not receiving that pretty visual guidance, they're going to get off your page really quick. Pinterest is 70% women, and it's great for inspirational content, infographics. Let's talk about that though. It is an outreach platform. It is phenomenal at SEO, meaning if you want to increase your traffic, use an SEO type platform and move it to a nurture type platform. or an outreach. We call Pinterest and TikTok, if you've heard my other podcast, we call them outreach platforms because that's their job, to go out and get new people, and then you can drive them to your product or service or drive them to your Instagram account where you can nurture them further. So our goal with social media isn't to sell. Our goal with social media is to really grow and build. So that is, and build a brand, build an image, build this kind of inspirational thing versus selling to people. So we want to move them through, our process using outreach platforms like Pinterest and TikTok, move them into nurture platforms where they can learn a lot more. And by the time they're ready to buy something from you, they're going to know a lot about you. And that's our goal. It's really to educate them. So when it's time to go to that landing page or that email grab or whatever it is, they're prepared. Because if you just did an ad or just something where nobody's heard of you and all of a sudden you just posted, grab this, they're not going to trust you to grab that. You need to build that. You need to build this. LinkedIn is very much for professionals and thought leaders. If you have a B2B, I would for surely be on LinkedIn. We have a whole strategy inside my Market to Millions program on how to move people through your LinkedIn if you are a B2B. Even to have, if you have, like, for example, I am somewhat a B2B with my marketing agency, but then I also have a program where I help educate people on how to grow to millions on social media. So I have a business page for that purpose because I'm going to B2B looking for agency clients, and I'm also going to the general public who want to grow fast on social media. Snapchat, I would not use it. It's for generations Y and Z, hot. It's great for hot, interactive content. Not a great place. I do not consider this a social media platform to grow my business. Now, if you were a younger person and you had like a t-shirt company or something, and you had your product on and showing that in snaps, then maybe, yes, but it's not right for most businesses. YouTube, it's for the hobbyist and the learners. It's great for tutorials, vlogs, and viral stunts. So it really is a place for inspiration, education, and entertainment. And it is a slow growing platform. It is slow. You will grow very slow on there unless you trigger something that goes instantly viral. It is a very slow and growing platform. It doesn't mean it's not relevant. It means it's slow. There are other platforms like Reddit, Quora, like all of those other ones. They're not ones that I tell like Lemonade is a new one. They're not anywhere yet where the other platforms are. If you are using a scheduling tool like Metricool or Later.com, you can connect with those platforms. I wouldn't, unless you're anti being on the mainstream, I wouldn't invest too much time in those because, again, there's just not as many people on them, but doesn't mean they're not relevant. So they'll surface, there'll be a strategy around them in the future, but they're just not something I spend time on. So balancing multiple platforms, this is number 2. The challenge is you're balancing so many things and you're trying to be on outreach platforms and nurture platforms and you have a YouTube account and you have an email list, like that's a lot. I use tools. I use tools like Metricool, Later.com, Repurpose.io. I use, and you can grab my links in the show notes. I use these tools every day because I cannot be on all the platforms at once. Like I can't. My TikToks are repurposed to YouTube Shorts. They're repurposed to Instagram Reels. I have an amazing VA that works with me, and I have her help me get the content where it needs to go. So balancing multiple platforms, do it with a scheduling tool. Avoid poor quality content. We're kind of in this shift of content is king. Make sure it's good. And you do not need a professional camera. You do not need a mic system. You need to go and record your video with your iPhone in front of a window. That is all I'm saying. You can grab a mic. I have one here somewhere, this little cute mic. This little thing has made a huge difference in my audience. It's just a little tiny mic I got on Amazon. Any of them will work. They plug into my phone and they make a huge quality difference. I also record a lot of my content and all my podcasts are recorded on Riverside, which we are recording right now, riverside.fm. I record on there. It's just a better quality when it comes to video. All right, keeping goals and KPIs up to date. So many marketing companies are using plan-based when it comes to goals that they're trying to achieve. We all need to set goals in our business, hence why the podcast is called The Goal Getter. That is what I do. I help businesses achieve their goals by implementing solid marketing strategy. So with these goals, we need to understand our KPIs. What are KPIs? Everybody's using this term right now. KPIs are key performance indicators. Now, key performance indicators are basically like what's driving the needle in your business. What platform is working for you? We have the insights. You just need to go look at them. Metricool has a beautiful dashboard that will tell you what is working and when. And again, if you've heard my content before, I'm all about reach and then engagement and then followers. I love to see that reach and those views go up as high as we can on certain platforms. But you need to know what's working, because if it's not working, it's time to cut it right now. Like, I'm giving you the permission to do that right this minute. So understanding what's working, what's relevant. And in our next episode, we're going to talk about doing a social media audit. It is extremely healthy for your marketing to create a social media audit at least once or twice a year to make sure that you are looking at what's working. You need to look at your insights like every 3 months or 2 months, but look at we'll do an audit. And in our next episode, and we will talk about what works, what doesn't, and then look at, is everything optimized to make sure it is performing at the best. So maintaining a consistent brand voice, meaning your brand is the way people perceive you. It's your job. And I go over this in my Market to Millions membership. It is your job on creating a brand, creating a tone, creating a message for your audience. That is what you need to do. You need to tell your audience, here I am, here's how to view me, here's how to digest my information, here's what I'm about. Your audience, if you leave it up to them to create your brand and create that voice, it's not going to be ideal. So you can do that. Maintain consistency, meaning show your photography the same way. Making sure that it works well with your Instagram page, and it's not like dark one day and light the next day. Pick your brand colors. It's easy to do. Make sure that you're consistent in your social media, and that your marketing workflow allows you to be consistent. So, for example, something I'm on a social media blitz right now. I am hitting this hard just to see how this goes. But I am dedicating a half an hour every morning to create content. Now, if you get good at this, your content should take 1 hour a week max. All your videos for the week, 1 hour a week. I'm kind of in this crazy blitz moment. So that's kind of where we are. So another thing we can look at is providing value. And again, I have a method to this madness inside of Market to Millions. That is launching June 1st, and the doors will be open, and we are so excited to have this new program out there. But creating value is key, and there are ways to do this. You need to break up your value in the different types of content that are out there. And we also infuse sales psychology within our program. Using those value-based content and sales psychology to get them to buy is king when it comes to content. It is king. So provide value, not just educational tips and tricks, actual value here. For example, tell them, here's what you need to do to do XYZ. Here's the tool I use to do XYZ. Show them that you've done this, that you know how to do this, or you worked with a client to do this. And overcoming limitations. So what does this really mean? What are your limitations? Write them down. What is it? Time? Is it ideas? Is it looking for the how-tos? Like, you just don't know how to do this. That's where people like myself, we're educating. We have programs, low-cost offer to help get you to really grow online. So list out your limitations. Like, is it just that you draw a blank when it comes to social media? I mean, those are all things that we help you with. But what are those limitations, and how do you solve them? How do you solve that? How do you get over those limitations? And then, including graphics and videos that pop. Right now, if any of you said, I do not have a strong following when it comes to social media, my videos just don't perform well, and again, that's a little bit subjective, but my videos just don't perform well on social media. Here's the thing. I can tell you right now why your content doesn't perform. It's probably boring, and I hate to say this in a rude way, but it's boring. Nobody's interacting with it. You need to be unique. You need to do something that makes you unique. How do you do that? How do you make something? Again, I'm in the space of social media. I run a marketing agency and I have a marketing program. There's a lot of us out there. Here's the thing. My agency, what we focus on is I came from a world of Target Corp. I came from a world of agencies. I understand marketing at a very big, high level. Now, because I live in northern Minnesota, I don't have to charge massive rates to work with a client. You're not going to come to me and pay $5,000 a month to retain me. You're not. That's just not how we work. So we are geared towards the business owner that has a budget that we need to stay within the constraints, and then I can tell you exactly what I can do, matching that up with your goals and your budget and how we can make it all work. I am here for the people. I'm here to help. That's what I do. I help people and I help them grow. I've helped hundreds of businesses grow massively. That is what I do. And now I'm taking time to help my business grow. I haven't in the past. That is one thing where I've struggled, where I haven't had the time. I've been helping everybody else. Now it's my turn. So, we are here for you. We are here to educate you. We are here to guide you. We are here to be your mentor, because you shouldn't do this alone. You shouldn't. I really hate when people say, well, are you a marketing coach or a social media coach? Well, yeah, but I'm really not. I'm your mentor. I'm your friend. I'm your person who you can ask, who you can Vox my group and say, hey, what about this question? What about that? I am here to answer those, because I did it alone in the beginning when I ran my own business. I have a degree in marketing, so I have a background in it. But when I ran my own business, I didn't have anyone to ask to. I spent hours and hours and days researching until I found what works, and then it grew and it took off from there. And everybody has that same story, but I don't want that to be you. I want you to have guidance. So those are just some overall tips of exactly how you can face some 10 major social media challenges, again, for marketers, and how to solve them. Just making sure that we're identifying the right platforms, that your audience is on those platforms. It's called social media listening. And then also identifying your audience, how to balance multiple platforms, making sure we have good quality, keeping up with goals, keeping up with KPIs, having that consistent brand, avoid any type of content that just doesn't fit your brand. Just avoid it. Providing value, provide that value for your audience, and make your audience feel like they're part of the story, right? Having that worked in there too, working together with teams. I mentioned I have a VA. She is so lovely. And if you guys want to look, Fiverr.com has some amazing people on there, amazing, that can help you get to your goals. And making sure that we're using videos that pop, and graphics. I was going to say two words in one, including graphics that are aesthetically pleasing, and overcoming our limitations. What's limiting you from doing this? As business owners, we're doing a lot. And you need to get from A to B quickest way possible, and that's what I do. So thank you for tuning in today, and I will see you again in the next episode. Bye.